was it you hurt? And how, was it back to 100% or how you feel?
So it was my right ankle and my right leg. I had a high ankle sprain in my right ankle, and then I had broke my fibula like up high. But it's definitely feeling a whole lot better. I definitely like how I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling a lot more explosive. I'm not trying to, base how I'm feeling on how I used to feel. So I'm just trying to just get better each and every day.
What's it been like having Mike Petrino as offensive coordinator?
Yeah, man. Coach Petrino is definitely very energetic. Let's just say that. He's cool and laid back at the same time, but
Laid back, really?
just a little bit. I believe since he's not a head coach, what I'm saying, he has the OC job, then I believe that's what makes him a little bit more laid back. But he still has that former head coach personality. You know what I'm saying? He definitely comes in with a lot of energy, a lot of tenacity and willingness to win. You know what I'm saying? And push other people. He's a great leader. I just like the fact that he's just there being a support system for each and every guy that we have on our team.
What has been the process like for getting used to a new coordinator?
At first, I thought it was going to be a little difficult, but I had just looked at it like I was coming in as a freshman again, just making sure that I very attentive to the meetings, make sure that I have everybody in the room like on the same page, making sure we're all taking notes, whether it's a new play or old play that we're bringing in. Let's go ahead and stay on our toes and stay, ready, what I'm saying, and not necessarily have to get ready. But I just look back at it like it's my freshman year again, just learning all over again, and I like it.
Hey, Ainias, earlier this summer, Jimbo was saying he was going off talk about Noah. He was saying this guy's looking so good he's going to be a starter. Which means, then who's not going to be out there between you and Moose and Evan if Noah's out there?
Yeah.
How are y'all going to fit everybody? Get everybody on the field?
Man, see, and that's the thing. Our room is so together right now. Like, we honestly don't even care who's going to be the starter, who's going to be the face of the program. Like, it doesn't really matter. As long as we're winning, you know what I'm saying, then that's all that matters. We're all going to eat, especially with how unique and diverse our system is now. We have a lot of players that we can put in different positions at different times or at the same time, and with that, me personally, I don't have a problem sitting out and watching those guys do their thing, because I know at the end of the day, they're going to have to give me the rock, you know what I'm saying? And when I get it, I'm going to go crazy, so I ain't got no problem.
Who has the best, who has a better group of receivers than y'all?
That's up for y'all to find out. I don't know.
You don't have any opinions on it?
Nah, we ain't going to speak on it.
You were scheduled to be here last year, couldn't make it. Has it been everything you thought it would be, or more? What about taking in this you almost missed?
Man, I'm very thankful and blessed to be here, number one. Thankful for, y'all and giving me the opportunity to come here to speak. It's definitely a lot more better than I thought it would be. I thought I was just going to be coming here, just answering a whole bunch of questions like I do in the press conferences and whatnot. But I'm developing a few relationships, you know what I'm saying, and getting a few connections. So I'm enjoying myself. I like it. I'm loving it.
I know it's still 1 year away, but what's it going to be like to start playing your old rival, Texas, again?
So hopefully, I won't have to be here to play them. But if it happens to where I have to come back and play them, I'm definitely going to be excited. This rivalry, with me being from Texas, I've always known about it. I was actually here at the last game that they played. Well, not here. I was at A&M when they had played the last game against each other. So that was a very interesting rivalry then. It's still going on to this day, the Texas versus A&M thing. So I know it's going to be huge. And what I had to say about it is a big horns down.
Do you think that Texas and Oklahoma are ready for the SEC?
That's a great question. I mean, we'll see. They have definitely proved themselves to be, the top of their conference. So, I mean, with them trying to explore and do their thing, I have no problem to them. You know what I'm saying? Let them go ahead and find what it is that they believe they're ready for.
And what kind of impression did you have of Moose when he came in and took your place after you got hurt last year?
I had told him, throughout the season, I had told him to just stay ready because you never know when your opportunity is going to come, whether it was going to come from returning punts, returning kicks, or being out there on the field, or even just being a blocker, Just told him, like, find your role, accept your role, and go hard at it, and stay ready. Whatever it is that you do, stay ready. And I felt like he did that. He came in, he stayed prepared. He was always ready to work, always eager to get on the field, and when his moment came, he shined. So I'm very proud of him.
What do you think people will be saying about the Texas A&M offense at the end of this season?
I believe they're gonna say, "Wow, where did this come from? Did Coach Petrino really make a difference? Was Jimbo da-da-da-da-da?" All of the questions are gonna come out. So we'll see.
Do you
How
think
would
it's
you
been?
describe the offense and how different it is from, say, last season?
I wouldn't necessarily say that it's gonna be too much big of a difference. Y'all saw glimpses of what we could have been. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the biggest difference is how much explosive plays we're gonna have, whether it's from a long game, like a long pass or a short pass. I believe we're gonna turn 1-yard catches into 75-yard touchdowns, stuff like that. So I believe it's gonna be very exciting.
Have you talked to Coach Petrino at all about his photographic memory he has?
No, not for real, but I've definitely heard of it for sure.
Why are all three of you guys wearing sunglasses? Is that a concerted effort?
I don't think it was like just the effort on, everybody telling each other we're gonna have shades, but it was definitely asked. Like when we had hopped on the plane, you got your shades? Yeah, I got my shades. I got my shades, but I don't know. It's just a team thing, I guess.
So what's it going to take for A&M to turn it around from what happened last year?
Consistency, not only being consistent, but playing at a high level. Playing at a high level consistently, not only on the field, outside of the field, doing every little thing right, not missing any classes, being late to like all of that. There's no margin, there's no room for error. So really just making sure that we're doing everything that we need to each and every day. Each person though, not just me, not just the leaders, but making sure that we start from the ground up, everybody in the organization. So just consistency at a high level.
Do you think having Coach Petrino there, giving up some of that control of the offense, is that could be hard on Coach Fisher at all?
I feel like it may be a little, different. I feel like, Coach has his ways of going, but that's anybody that's been running their system for the past, however long. Coaches, he knows his system. He knows that it works. I know that it works. Everybody in the world knows that it works because we've seen it, So I don't think it's going to be too hard for him, though, just because he has a staff and people around him that he trusts. He trusts us, the leaders of the team, and we have to trust them, and that's the only way that it will work is if we have trust in each other.
Ainias, I saw a video. So you said your favorite memory at Texas A&M so far was beating Alabama 2 years ago. Take me through that night and what you remember, and how excited are you for that matchup in Kyle Field again?
Man, that whole process was crazy. That week, I'll say our quarterback had locked in. He was on a whole different mission that week. During the game, it was exciting. That's all I can really say. It was exciting. Probably my favorite game by far that I ever played in, that I ever watched. It was crazy. After the game, I probably didn't get home till like 1:45. I had left the facility at like 1:20. Traffic was still crazy. If you live in College Station, you know about Northgate or whatever. Did not touch the gates at all, so I went straight home. I was tired. It was crazy. But this year, it's up.
You're obviously one of the most talented players on the team. When you got hurt early last year and had to watch the season kind of unravel, how tough was that? And And just what are your expectations for this coming season? Do you feel like you guys have the talent to compete, against teams like LSU and Alabama?
Oh yes, most definitely. Have a lot of confidence in my guys. Not only in our guys, but in our coaching staff to be able to put us in a position to make the right plays, to have them call the right plays. As long as we're doing everything right now, going through the process and not necessarily focusing on the future is my main message to the guys. Just focus on today. Let's get better today. And if we get better today, then you already did better than what you did yesterday. Let's just go ahead and keep getting better 1%. And if we do that, enjoy the process, go through the process, and really hone in on doing it together collectively, then I feel like we're going to compete with whoever.
And then how tough was it having to watch last
Man,
season?
yes. Just being on the sideline, it was tough not practicing, not even being able to endure and go through the things that they were going through those practices because, if you're out there, if you're a guy that's a leader and whatnot, you're going to want to say something, especially if something is not going the way that you wanted to. But then, me personally, it felt like I wasn't necessarily able to say some of the things that I wanted to because I wasn't out there enduring the same way that they were, So I was just like, I just got to get in where I fit in. And it was tough. It had put me in a very dark place for a very long time. I was not able to walk or do anything for 6 months. So that was tough just being in the cast. I always tried to bring, great vibes and great energy to the guys when I was around the locker room and on the practice field. But it was tough to try to travel and be in the meetings with all of those guys, especially because, I wasn't going through the same things that they were going through. So I learned a lot from it, though. Definitely thankful that I had to go through that experience. It was a humbling experience, and I'm blessed to be here today.
This season, you go to Knoxville and play Tennessee. What do you know about Neyland Stadium, and what are you looking forward to about that game?
In 2020, we went there, and it was a little cold at the time. I do know it's probably gonna be cold. The fans then was 50% capacity, so it wasn't as loud as I know it can get. Excuse me. I know Tennessee has a great history of winning, you know what I'm saying? And not only in the past 5 years or whatever, well, in the past couple years or whatever, but like in previous years, they have a culture of winning, and that's what they stand for, you know what I'm saying? They want to win. So it's going to be a tough battle, especially going there at home after the season that they just had. So definitely going to have to come with our A game.
Smoke Bowie, what did you see in him last year, and what kind of player is Georgia getting?
Man, Smoke was a dog. He came with that that enthusiasm each and every day, and he was just eager to compete. He was a very tough competitor. He would never back down from a challenge. I remember the first day I saw him, we was out there playing 7-on-7, and he was trying to go up against all the best. He ain't want nobody less. So Georgia's definitely getting a very tough competitor, a guy that's going to be willing to do what's necessary to win. And he's a great guy. He's a great guy.
What's Oklahoma getting in Blake Smith? He's dealt with injuries the last couple of years, but what kind of player are they getting with him?
Man, Blake is an awesome person, a tough player. He's a tough blocker. Another guy that is willing to do whatever it's going to take to get the job done. And man, with Blake, he was always a person that you can talk to, always somebody that was just fun to be around, you know what I'm saying, and was always working. He was always working hard, so Oklahoma's getting a real good one.
With A&M, we see so much talent and facilities and potential, and the results haven't really measured up with what we expected.
Mm-hmm.
What's happened in the past, and what needs to happen this year for that to be different?
I say in the past, we haven't clogged together in a way. It was a lot of individualism coming in to A&M. A lot of people that are coming now that are getting recruited are so big on NIL. Parents are looking for NIL deals or whatnot. And a lot of people then were just so fixated on me, and wanting to get things done for them, and not necessarily a team thing. And now I feel like the team is actually buying in. We don't have those people that are gonna like jump back at you if you try to correct something, or if like you try to help them in a way. They're not gonna feel some type of way or feel attacked because of whatever it is that they're going through. Like everybody is willing to listen, willing to be led, and I feel like that's the biggest difference this year is the accountability that we've had for each and everybody. Just making sure that we're all on the same page. So just doing all of that little things at a very high level and doing it consistently.
I noticed you guys are all wearing the sunglasses. What, whose idea was that, and what does that represent, if anything?
Crazy thing is, it was nobody's idea. I mean, I guess it was just each one of our ideas. We all said that we was gonna bring our shades, I guess, but it happened that way, and I guess that just shows our brotherhood and our companionship. Nobody planned it, but it just happened that way. So I ain't gonna lie, they smooth. I'm watching them boys right now. They clean for sure. So I mean, man, Denver was a hard worker. He had his mess ups or whatever as a rook or whatnot, but at the end of the day, like, he was a dog. You know what I'm saying? He was somebody that played real hard, very confident. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you need out of a DB, a very confident player, somebody that's never going back down from a challenge. And Denver he was from my city, so I already knew what it was when he was coming in, you know what I'm saying? But definitely somebody that you can look forward to, making big plays.
Man, what do you remember about going to that last Texas A&M game?
So back then my brother was getting recruited, and what I can remember is they had us sitting on the A&M side, you know what I'm saying? Of course, since we were there for the A&M game, but we were low-key going for Texas at the time because my brother had wanted to go to Texas. But what I do remember, the seats were not like they are now. We have definitely renovated the stadium. It's definitely nice, as you know. And the rivalry was just crazy. Like, if you look at Alabama and Auburn, well, those rivalries are a little crazier, in my opinion. But the Texas the UT A&M rivalry was definitely up there. I just know, it was always maroon against orange, you know what I'm saying? And to this day, like, they still be competing, whether it's on the field, in the school, like, whatever the case is, they always going to be competing against each other, so.
You mentioned that culture regarding NIL. Was that with freshmen, and how does that change within a program?
It's really all about the mentality of the program, I guess you can say it started with the freshmen, not for real though. I mean, it started with everybody. Everybody, it was the new big thing. Everybody wanted to get NIL, you know what I'm saying? So it was a little different after that COVID year. I wouldn't necessarily say NIL played the biggest role in like whatever happened. I feel like it was COVID. A lot of people had went through, as we know, and the high schoolers, they didn't necessarily have to go to school for a point of time. And when they came to college, it was like they had the expectation that they didn't have to go to school. Like, kid, who are you? You feel what I'm saying? Like, you just got here. So I feel like now that, things are getting back to normal, you still got to go to school, you still got to go to study hall. Being able to lead guys that want to be led and really hold people accountable for things that aren't right, So if you miss school, if you miss study hall, then now we have something to punish you for. And it's not even so much just about the punishment, you know what I'm saying? It's all about the accountability, making sure that we're all trying to reach the same goal, all on the same wavelength, you know what I'm saying? So, sure.
Nice. Both those guys over there said that what was different about the offense in spring ball with Petrino is that a lot of swagger. Where did the swagger come from? What was that a product of?
Me personally, I feel like that's just Coach Petrino just letting us be us. It's not so much a stress on doing every little thing perfect. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Jimbo is somebody that loves perfection, and it has got him in the previous years and whatnot. But with Coach Petrino, you know, he'll, like, if we mess up, don't get me wrong, Coach Fisher is a great coach, and he'll come back and talk to you later on. But, like, in the moment, Coach Fisher has so much to worry about, you know what I'm saying, that it was low-key hard for him to get back to some of those players in the moment and try to talk to him because of, you know, him being the head coach. But now with Coach Petrino, Coach Fisher can sit back and actually talk to some of the guys. And not only can Coach Fisher talk, but now we have an addition of Coach Petrino, who was a former head coach, who knows, you know, the roles and how to talk to a player. So with all of that being tied together as one, you know, it just works like magic. You know what I'm saying? Coach Petrino, he'll let you make your mistakes, come and talk to you, tell you that it's okay, and we're going to learn from it. And shoes, we keep getting better. And now with that, us as receivers, that gives us the confidence to go out there and just do us, you know, just play. And if we make a mistake, we're going to come back, learn from it, but we got to learn from it, you know what I'm saying? Not able to stay on the same mistake. And I feel like us as players and trying to help everybody move past, you know, what has happened in the past, then I feel like that's really what's helping us.
You guys have a different SEC road game this year at Tennessee. What do you think about going to Knoxville and that matchup with Tennessee?
Man, I'm ready. The 2020 year when we had went and played against them, it was definitely nice. Just being out there in a different environment, you know, don't necessarily play everybody on the east side of the conference or whatnot. But with that, you know, I'm excited. I'm ready to see what they had to offer this year. They had a real big season last year, so I'm excited.
Alabama's had a lot of players from the Houston area, including Jalen Waddle, who you got to play against twice.
Mm-hmm.
This year, Jalen Milroe, obviously you guys played against him last year too, and you got to see his only start of the season. What do you like about his game at the quarterback position, and what do you think he can lead Alabama to do this year?
Yeah, man, I have a lot of respect for all the guys, you know, that leave Texas to go play for Bama. My brother was being one of them. Tony Brown being, there's a lot of guys that go, you know, that come from Texas out of that program. The QB there is definitely athletic. You know, I have a lot of respect for his running ability. I'm interested to see how he does in the passing game this year. I know last year we, you know, we had our own against Bama, you know what I'm saying? I wish we could have played and finished a little bit harder and stronger, but this year I'm expecting a lot of things out of him, especially with him coming from Texas, you know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to see what he has to offer.
You mentioned you were at the last.
I have to get a nice to his next obligation.
One more question.
I'm sorry, we're already over. He has to go to his next obligation. I'm sorry.
Thank you.